Everyone loves the idea of freedom until they realize freedom comes with trade-offs. And now nowhere is that more obvious than the choice between tiny house living and van life. And on the surface, they look familiar. Minimalism, lower cost, the mobility, but the reality is they are completely different lifestyles built for different types of people with different long-term consequences. And if you pick the wrong one, you won't feel free. You'll feel trapped in a smaller space with bigger problems. So before you jump into either, you need to understand what you're actually signing up for. And let's start with the basic difference, the mobility versus the stability. Van life is built around movement. Your home is always with you, which means you can wake up in a new location whenever you want. And that's the dream, the national parks, the beaches, the mountains, constant changes. But the mobility comes at a cost. You're always thinking about where to park, where to sleep, where to find water, and how to stay legal. There's a constant mental load that never fully goes away. And tiny houses, on the other hand, trade mobility for stability. Yes, some are technically movable, but in reality, most are placed on a piece of land and they stay there. That means you have a consistent address, a predictable utilities, and far less day to day uncertainty. And it feels more like a traditional home, just smaller. Next is cost. And this is where people get misled. Van life looks cheap up front, but it can become unpredictable over time. You have fuel, maintenance, repairs, insurance, and the occasional need for paid campsites or parking. Breakdowns aren't just inconveniences either. They're disrupted because your transportation and your home are the same thing. Tiny houses usually have a higher upfront cost, especially if you're buying land or setting up utilities. But once you're established, your expenses can become more stable and easier to plan. It's the difference between variable cost and fixed cost. And that matters more than people think. And then there's space and comfort. Vans are tight. There's no way around it. You're working with extremely limited square footage, which affects everything from sleeping to cooking to storage. You have to be intentional about every single item you own. And even then, it can feel cramped, especially during bad weather when you're stuck inside. Tiny houses give you more breathing room and you can stand up fully and have separate areas for different activities and even include features like lofts, small kitchens, and bathrooms that feel more functional. And that extra space might not sound like a big deal, but over time, it has a huge impact on your quality of life. Another major factor is legality and zoning. Van life operates in a gray area in many places. Sleeping in your vehicle is restricted or outright illegal in certain cities, and enforcement can vary. This creates uncertainty and sometimes stress because you're always trying to stay one step ahead of regulations. Tiny houses, they face their own challenges with zoning laws because once you're set up legally, you generally have fewer days to day concerns. And you're not just wondering if you'll get a knock on your door in the middle of the night. Now let's talk about what lifestyle fit. Okay, van life is ideal for people who prioritize experiences over comfort. If you love travel, spontaneity, and the idea of constantly changing your environment, it can be incredibly rewarding, but it requires adaptability. Things will go wrong, weather changes, mechanical issues, unexpected restrictions, and you need to be okay with that level of unpredictability. Tiny house living, on the other hand, is better suited for people who want simplicity without sacrificing stability. You still get the benefit of minimalism and lower costs, but with a more grounded, predictable routine. It's less about constant movement and more about intentional living in a fixed space. Work and income are another huge consideration. If you're working remotely, both options can work, but van life adds complexity. Reliable internet, power management, and finding quiet places to work can be ongoing challenges. Tiny houses make this easier because you can set up a more stable workspace with consistent utilities. And if your income depends on consistency, that difference does matter. Social life is something people don't think about enough either. Van life can be isolating at times. Yes, there's a community and you'll meet people along the way, but those connections are often temporary. You're constantly moving, and so is everyone else. Tiny house living allows for deeper, more stable relationships because you're in one place. You can build a local network, get to know neighbors, and create a sense of belonging that's harder to maintain on the road. Maintenance is another hidden factor too. Vans require mechanical upkeep, and if something goes wrong, it can be expensive and urgent. You just can't just ignore it because it affects your ability to move and live. And tiny houses have maintenance too, but it's more similar to traditional home upkeep, repairs, utilities, and general wear and tear. It's less tied to your immediate mobility and often less disruptive in the short term. Then there's the mental side of things. Van life can feel freeing, but it can also feel unstable. You're always adapting, always planning, and always managing logistics. And some people thriving in that environment while others find it exhausting. Tiny house living offers more mental stability because your environment is consistent. You know where you are, what to expect, and how your day will look. And that predictability can reduce stress and make it easier to focus on other areas of your life. So, how do you decide? It comes down to what you value most. If your priority is freedom or movement, exploration, and the ability to change your surroundings at any time, van life is the best fit. But you need to be honest about your tolerance for uncertainty and discomfort. If your priority is stability, simplicity, and creating a consistent living environment with fewer daily unknowns, a tiny house is likely the better choice. Neither option is perfect, and both come with trade offs. And the mistake people make is focusing only on the highlight reel, the scenic views, the aesthetic interiors, the idea of escaping the traditional system without fully considering the day to day reality. Because that's where your experience will actually be defined. The truth is, both lifestyles can be incredible if they align with who you are and what you want. But if they don't, they can quickly become frustrating. So don't choose based on what looks good online. Choose based on how you actually want to live, because at the end of the day, it's not about the size of your home or how often you move. It's about whether your lifestyle supports the life you're trying to build. And that's a decision only you can make. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. Without you, I can't grow this channel, and I plan on being here for a very long time. So, if you could do so, I would highly appreciate it. Also, comment down below. I respond to all positive comments that I possibly can, and the negative ones just get removed, so don't waste your time. Thanks for watching, and check this video to the right. I'd love to see you on the journey here for off-road and tiny living. Thanks, and take care. We'll see you on the next one.